So earlier we have got that expression for the displacement function, that is u cap equal to 1 minus x cap by L into d1x cap plus x cap by L into d2x cap. So this is the expression for the displacement function. So once we get the displacement function, we can move to define the strain, displacement and stress strain relationships. So from displacement we will obtain strain by taking a derivative of displacement function with respect to x, since we are considering on the one dimensional problem. So here if you differentiate it, du by dx, we will obtain, for example, if we calculate the differential, that du by dx cap. So in the first term, if you see that will be minus d1x cap divided by L, and second term will be d2x cap divided by L. So we will get an expression like this. So this is the strain along the x direction. Then stress strain relationship can be found out using this expression for Hooke's law, as we have seen earlier. Sigma x equal to E into epsilon x, that is equal to, that is E into d2x cap minus d1x cap divided by L. So that will be our stress along x direction. Now next step is to derive the element stiffness matrix for the one dimensional element. So I will sketch the one dimension two noded element once again. So this was our element. We have a node 1, node 2, f1x cap, d1x cap, f2x cap and d2x cap. So here now we consider a tensile force acting on this element. So the tensile force will be when a tensile force acts on this element, we can represent it using this. So we will represent using a letter T. So this element is being pulled at the both sides with a tension T. So here also we have T. So tensile force we can represent using T is equal to A into sigma x. So T is the force and A is the area of cross section. Sigma x is the axial stress acting on the element. So sigma x. Then sigma x we have already obtained in the earlier steps, that is, so we get T is equal to A E into d2x minus d1x divided by L. And when we see the nodal force sign convention, so nodal force we have seen that F1x is acting along this direction while T is in the opposite direction, it is a tensile force. So F1x is equal to minus T. On the node 2 we can see that T is a tensile force and it is in the same direction as F2x. So F2x equal to capital T. So we can find out that F1x is equal to minus of this expression, that is AE by L into d1x minus d2x. F2x equal to AE by L into minus d1x plus d2x. Okay. So we have F1x and F2x. Now we can rearrange it in the matrix form, that F1x F2x equal to, we can take out AE by L. So d1x and d2x can be represented as a column vector. So we have F1x F2x equal to AE by L into matrix 1 minus 1 minus 1 1 d1x d2x. So this is in the form we have seen earlier, that is F is equal to K into F cap is equal to K into D cap. So F cap is a column vector, then K is a 2 by 2 matrix, and D is again a displacement vector. So since we had a two noded element, we will have F1 and X and F2X only. There will be the column force vector will be 2 by 1, element stiffness matrix will be 2 by 2, and our displacement vector will be again 2 by 1, because F is equal to KD. So that's the same expression we get here. So the element stiffness matrix can be defined as K is equal to AE by L into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So for any axial stress problem with a single one dimensional element, simple two noded element, element stiffness matrix is of this form. So you have to keep in mind this expression. Step 5 is assembling of element equation to obtain global or total equation. So this is KE represent element stiffness matrix. So element stiffness matrix will be assembled to form a global stiffness matrix for the entire problem. As we have seen earlier, we have derived a stiffness matrix for a single element. However, in order to solve the entire problem, we have to assemble all those elements to form a global stiffness matrix or global equations. These global equations are then solved for nodal displacements. F is equal to KD represent global equations. For F is the global force vector, and D is the global displacement vector, and K is the global stiffness matrix obtained by assembling the element stiffness matrices. Finally, solve for the elemental forces. So this entire process can be represented or illustrated using a problem. So we will consider this problem. From this problem we will get a basic understanding about the finite element method procedure.